Hello, this is Marnina from Derm Health Co. And today we are speaking with Julie Brand from Perfect Again Breast Forms. So we're going to be discussing and bearing all about breast forms or breast prosthesis. So these are commonly used for someone that has had a mastectomy, and it may be because they've decided that they do not choose to have a reconstructive surgery after mastectomy, or while they're waiting for their reconstructive surgery to happen, they can use a breast form. So Julie has created, designed, manufactured, and now sells breast forms that are unlike any that I've seen in the market. And she's going to explain her story, why she started Perfect Again Breast Forms, and also show you how these breast forms differ to the standard breast forms on the market, as well as going through the consultation process of going about getting a breast form or breast prosthesis. So thank you so much for being here, Julie. It's great to have you.
Thank you very much, Marnina. Lovely being here.
Great, and I'll let you go.
Well, thank you. Hello, I'm Julie Brand, and this is my story. Now, I had a mastectomy on my right side, and this was in 2002, and I had a reconstructive surgery that started on the same day's operation. I then had 4 hits of chemotherapy and 6 weeks of radiation, and as it transpired, 9 years of a daily drug. And frankly, I think that the radiation jiggered the implant that was in me, because after 7 months, it was all so uncomfortable and awful that I asked my plastic surgeon to please take the implant out. So she did. Now, this left me with a post-operative chest landscape here on my right-hand side that is very uneven indeed. It goes in and out and all over the shop. And so when my body healed after that surgery, I went to buy the thing I'd need to wear for the rest of my life. And I consequently bought a weighted breast form, but I didn't like it. I didn't really like anything about it. So coming from a design background, as I do, I thought I'd make my own. And then my partner and I, Franco Pierucci, decided to establish a business that makes these lightweight breast forms, and they're called Perfect Again Breast Forms. So this is what we do. Now, what I'd like to do now is discuss all the options that are available to a woman who's lost one or both of her breasts following breast cancer, and give you a very personal and subjective opinion and about the good and the bad side of all of the options. This is taking into account all that I've learned myself, and then since we've established Perfect Again Breast Forms, which was in 2014, and we've sold breast forms to hundreds of women since then. Now, the options available to a woman are as follows. She can wear no breast form at all. Now, this is probably more successful if she's had a bilateral, which is when she's lost both of her breasts, than if she's lost a single breast. She can have a reconstruction. She can use knitted knockers. She can use a traditional heavy breast prosthesis, or she can use a lightweight Perfect Again breast form. I'll run through the pros and the cons of all of these options. Following a bilateral, a woman may want to leave her breasts well behind her and carry on in her life breastless. And this can actually be extremely liberating for her and can help her recover from her breast cancer surgery. This decision, she can also choose to have a beautiful tattoo put all over the new canvas of her post-operative chest landscape. This can be very liberating and can allow her to feel like she's in control of her life again, which after breast cancer is really important. In the case of a mastectomy, a woman can use a knitted knocker. Now, I love the philosophy behind knitted knockers. It's women making things for free to help other women who need a thing. And I love that. But unfortunately, I don't think knitted knockers are all that successful, because the resulting knitted shape is spherical and a breast is not spherical. they are slippery and they slip around in the bra, and the knit knotter can end up under your chin or in your armpit. They're a little bit like the free burley bra and the lightweight breast forms that are given to women upon leaving hospital. Unhappily, in both of these instances, get what you pay for. This burley bra was developed by Burley and volunteer women from the BCNA about 25 years ago. And I have to say that fashion has moved on and this bra has not. They are actually often detrimental, particularly to younger women who've lost one or both breasts, who now think that they have to wear this kind of bra for the rest of their life. And that's actually not the case. Another option is the traditional heavy breast form. Now, this is a triangular shaped prosthesis, but I think it is way too heavy for daily use. The good side of it is that it's beautiful and soft like our breasts are, but unfortunately I don't think they have much else going for them. Our breasts are attached to us with deep and peripheral connective tissue, so we actually don't feel the weight of our breasts. Even if you use a breast form that's half the weight of natural breast tissue, it's only held in your bra by the strap of that bra and the band of that bra, and it feels way too heavy. The bras that these breast prostheses use, although they're very comfortable, they actually offer little or no support to the natural breast. And the larger that breast, the heavier it is, and the resulting silhouette with those bras and that breast form, I don't think is particularly flattering to a woman. Our breast forms are an entirely different and revolutionary kind of breast form because they're teardrop shaped, they're lightweight, and they're held securely against your post-operative chest landscape by a snug fitting bra. Now, the bra is as important as the breast form itself. Our breast forms come in 14 different sizes, from more or less a 32B to a 42 double E, but this is no exact science. And they come in a right-hand side version and a left-hand side version because our breasts have different shapes. They also come with two different inside contours. One that is more dish-shaped, it's more concave, and that's the type of breast version that I have to wear because of my very uneven post-operative chest landscape. Had I just had my mastectomy, I would have been able to wear the flatter version, and we've had great success with these breast forms. They have been designed to go into a full cup support style of bra. Now, this is the style of bra that supports breast tissue as best as it possibly can, and I think it gives the resulting silhouette of a woman a very lovely and flattering shape. My advice to any woman who's considering a reconstruction or buying an external breast prosthesis is to find out as much as you possibly can about what you're just about to buy or undertake. Ask other women, seek them out, find them on social media. Women are happy to share. You know that we're happy to share. A word of advice, however, be wary of taking any advice about which kind of breast prosthesis to buy from a woman who has two breasts herself. Now, how can a woman know what it's like to wear a breast prosthesis that weighs 1,238 grams daily if she doesn't need to do it? Breast cancer is a very traumatic event to happen in a woman's life, both physically and mentally. Please be gentle with yourself during this recovery time, which takes as long as it takes. Every one of us is different. Do whatever you need to do to help yourself get through this period of your life. And now I'll show you the difference between a traditional breast prosthesis and our breast prosthesis. This is a traditional breast prosthesis. It's a sort of a triangulated shape, and it's slightly concave on the inside of it. Sometimes they have a different array of dots and configurations on the outside them. But intrinsically, they're lovely and soft, but they're a triangulated sort of shape like this. Our breast forms, all 14 of them, are a teardrop shape like this. And they have two different inside shapes. They're both concave. One is more concave than the other. And they work pretty well for most women. So there you are.
So just showing those two breast forms, Julie, I think it becomes quite clear how different breast forms are, out there in the market.
Yep.
And I think we've talked about in the past in regards to what a traditional breast form is like, and essentially it's like having a dead weight in your bra, because typically these breast forms are the same weight of a breast of that size, and when it's not actually attached to you, it can feel like a dead weight and make you feel like you're moving, leaning forward, where a breast form from Perfect Again Breast Forms is lightweight and it just sits in the bra really nicely. I was privileged enough to visit you at the manufacturing premise where you create these breast forms, and you were showing me how to actually care for and clean breast forms. So are you able to just perhaps talk about that a little bit?
Sure. Our breast forms are very easy to clean. You simply wet them under running water, and you put a little bit of liquid soap or whatever soap you like to use, lather them up a little bit on the inside and the outside, rinse them off, pat them dry, and then you can put them straight into your bra, and they fit straight against your chest. So you don't need to do that every day, and you certainly don't need to put them into a special box or case. I mean, you can sort of toss them on the chair when you take them off at night. Just be careful that the new puppy or kitten in your life doesn't find them and cart them off and chew them on the lounge room floor, because they can be pierced.
Yes.
So they're quite our breast forms are quite robust, as our breasts are quite robust, actually.
Yes,
So
fantastic. Yes. And you talked before about the traditional bras that are given to women post-mastectomy.
Yep.
Now, you've worked quite closely with a very well-known lingerie brand. Are you able to explain a little bit more about the relationship that you have with Intimo and the beautiful available options that are there for women with using breast forms?
Sure. Intimo very early on really liked what we were doing and said, well, how we'd love to help you. How can we help? So that was when we started 2014. So what we've come to now is, Intimo is an Australian lingerie company. Their head office is under the Westgate Bridge in Melbourne, which is then I'm in Port Darlington, a couple of hours away, so it's fairly close to me. And they're a party plan company. Now, how this is advantage for Perfect Again is that they don't have shops with bricks and mortar. They've got 2,000 bra fit specialists who live all over Australia. So if a woman rings me up who lives in some remote corner of West Australia and wants one of our breast forms, I explain the whole process to her over the phone, and then I find her closest bra fit specialist from Intimo, who rings her up and makes an appointment to come to the privacy of her own home for a one-on-one private fitting, because I need to have her remaining breast beautifully fitted into one of the bras that we use. And there really aren't that many fitters of bras left, because there just aren't. So the Intimo model works beautifully. So that the lady gets fitted into the bra. I suggest she buys 2 of the bras, one to wear and one to wash. The bras in a week arrive at her home. She rings me and says, the bra is a blah, blah, blah size. I then put a little collection of breast forms in a box and send it to her home. They arrive, and she takes each one of them out and fits it into the empty side of her bra to work out which one is the best one for her. And then she hopefully rings me up and says, oh, beautiful, I think I'll buy number 8 or whatever. And so that's kind of how it works. It's a little bit more involved than going to a shop and walking out with product. But after you've lost one breast, or both breasts, you need to spend more time working out what you need and then finding it.
Yeah.
That's what you need to do.
Yes. Yeah, completely. And it's a great service that these breastfeeders are able to provide. And Intimo bras are beautiful and really long-lasting, very good quality bras as well. So, Julie, if a woman is watching this and she herself or has a friend, family member or colleague that is looking into purchasing a breast form or finding more about a breast form, what can she do?
Well, she could look at our website, and then there's a lot of information on the website. She may need to look at that so she's got it in written format and she can kind of go back and forth between the pages and so on. A lot of what I've said is on the website. Well, now I haven't actually talked about other breast prostheses. I've just the website's about our breast forms. And then she can contact me through the website, or she can ring me up on my mobile phone. Okay.
And there's also a rebate for breast forms, is that correct?
Oh, yes, of course. In 2008, this external breast prosthesis rebate facility became available in Australia, in line with most of the Western world, actually. So when a woman has lost one or both breasts, she's entitled to $400 per breast toward the purchase of breast prosthesis. So we have pitched out the price of our breast forms at $400. So she has to pay Perfect Again, and then she gets a rebate from Medicare within 10 days. And it's a nice little system. There's no rebate on any lingerie, and really the bra is as important as the breast forms. The bras that we use are actually, well, one of them is worth $69.50, which I think is a pretty good price for a bra. And there's another style, if you want something a little bit lacier, that's worth $99.50. And like you said, the Intimo product is really good quality. And then I suggest to a woman how to care for the bra, which is as important as caring for the breast form. So it's a whole package, really. And there you are.
There you are. Well, thank you for sharing and bearing it all, Julie. It was great to speak to you today. I'm sure that people will find this really valuable. And if you'd like to get in touch with Julie or find more about breast forms or where to find a bra fitter or a breast fitter, then we'll have all those links in the show notes as well. So thank you so much for joining.
Thank you, Manina. Ciao, ciao. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay.